Good evening, Authortube. So you've probably noticed that we're doing things a little bit differently. I now have a full-time job, so that's awesome. I'm making money. But because I have a full-time job, I now no longer have the time to make Authortube videos the way that I used to, where I can write a script, I can film, and I can edit. That takes up to like 3 days worth of work, and I need to just be, in the house by myself in order to do that, to avoid making noise. Now I can really only do any form of filming on Saturday mornings, which this is a Saturday morning. So now that I have a full-time job, I'm just going to be vlogging most of my Authortube videos until I kind of get into a groove and figure some things out. Maybe I'll bank some projects that require heavier editing for the future, just in case. But yeah, this is kind of what it's going to look like for a while. I know I owe you guys an update on my writing rituals situation. As you guys know, I was working on 2 rituals when last I left you guys. The first was that I freehand write the first draft of my manuscripts. And that has been going insanely well. My sequel to Starforged Orion, Starforged Phoenix, is now over 3,000 words. I started a new project, which I think is a little over 1,000 words. And then I had a project that I had previously started before I took on this writing ritual. I had started freehand writing this project with 30 pages and 7,639 words already in the bank. I now have 13,811 words and 48 and a half pages in that manuscript. So, I think it's safe to say that I am somebody who really flourishes when I freehand write my manuscripts, and I think this is how I'm going to do all of my writing in the future, unless I come up with something better. My other writing ritual that I was trying out was seeing if writing on mint green paper made it easier to write. I'm working on 2 Critical Role fanfictions right now, and every time I install a new chapter into those, I like to add up to 1,000 words. So I went into Word and I checked to see how long it took me to write 1,000 words on white paper, which took me about 1 hour and 30 minutes. And then I did it again and checked to see how long it took me to write 1,000 words on mint green paper. And it took about 1 hour and 30 minutes. So mint green paper doesn't really make a difference for me. Now, that's not to say that this writing ritual doesn't work. I just don't think I'm the right person for it. Since I make my best, I'm losing my words here. My best progress when I'm freehand writing. Writing on mint green paper in Word is not really going to make a difference to me. I think this ritual would better suit somebody who exclusively writes on the computer, or maybe even a typewriter if you can find green typing paper. And you know what? If I find a journal that I can freehand write in that has mint green paper, I'll give it a shot. I'll see what happens. You never know. Sorry. It's early this morning. I gotta get some apple cider. But yeah, that's where things stand on the writing ritual. Freehand writing is a complete and utter boon to my writing. Writing on mint green paper, no noticeable effect. The next of the writing rituals that I need to try out is tracking writing time rather than tracking words. Which, before I even start testing that theory, I already know it's not really going to work for me. Or I'm at least going to have a hard time doing it, because I am somebody who, when I'm doing something that I love, like writing or drawing or anything else, I get completely engrossed. I lose all track of time. I don't know when I start, and by the time I finish, I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten. That's not good. I'm one of those people. But I have to try it for science! Other than that, when it comes to the writing rituals, I want to give NaNoWriMo a try. I've never tried it before. Um, and I wasn't going to initially because I didn't have an idea in the proper place. I didn't have an idea where it was fully fleshed out to the point where I had, like, a chapter outline and I could just go. I either had, little nuggets of ideas that hadn't been fleshed out yet, or I had full-fledged ideas that I had already pre-started, and that's kind of cheating. So, but now I know what I can work on. I can work on a little something called the Audio Diaries of Captain August Grant, which is kind of a prequel to Starforged Orion. So I'm gonna probably work on that for NaNoWriMo if I do NaNoWriMo this year. Hopefully I do. But I also want to see how I do with that and see if I'm somebody who flourishes with NaNoWriMo or if I'm just better off, just doing my own thing and not having a set situation. With writing freehand, it's really difficult to track words because you don't have a little word count in the bottom of your page, although that might actually be quite the invention if somebody can come up with a journal that keeps a word count. But, I have a rough idea how many pages in a journal it takes to write 1,000 words, and with NaNoWriMo you have to write, I think it's almost 1,700 words. So that gives me a good idea what I need to work on. But yeah, so hopefully I get to try NaNoWriMo, and hopefully I discipline myself enough to figure out if tracking writing time works out better for me than tracking words. So, until then, my debut novel, Starforged Orion, is still available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback form, and it's also on the Barnes & Noble website, go figure. If you want to be updated on my content or you want more content, follow me on all other forms of social media. I have a Facebook page, I have a Twitter, I have a Patreon, hint, and I have a Tumblr, and I have an Instagram. Just check me out. I try to post something every day. Sometimes it's just stupid stuff, but I try to post every day. So, bye.